I said, I reposted this and I said, I do not believe this is a statement we will ever get.
Using this controversy and allowing these narratives to persist, that they are embracing.
Whitlock absolutely scorching Angel Reese over her hate for Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's quiet response shocked everyone. I didn't hear anything. But is that really all there is to the WNBA investigation? What is Clark keeping close to the chest, and why does it matter for the league? We're breaking down why this calm statement could have bigger implications than you think. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Reaction by these players, particularly Angel Reese, not being able to recognize the impact that Caitlin Clark could have on their life and their...
Angel Reese, I say, hey, we got to tamp down all this, your animus towards Caitlin Clark.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark, one of the brightest stars in basketball right now, gets asked about a league investigation involving alleged inappropriate comments during a game between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. Her response? Just 4 simple words. I didn't hear anything. That's it. No elaboration, no taking sides, no indication she even wanted to be part of the conversation. For someone known for her fire on the court, this low-key reaction is raising a lot of questions. So, here's the setup. The WNBA is investigating reports of inappropriate behavior, specifically comments made during this heated matchup.
Us in a good light, it's serving you, Angel, and maybe it is fueling interest in the WNBA.
They've got to scorch earth. Before we get there, we got Caitlin Clark's statement about the investigation that's going on.
While the details haven't been fully revealed, the situation was serious enough to spark a league-wide look into conduct and player treatment. Yet, when the media turned to Clark, whose name alone draws headlines, her decision to keep things brief caught fans and analysts off guard. Shouldn't a player with her platform have more to say? The reaction has been split. Some are praising Clark for staying above the drama and refusing to engage in what could easily spiral into a bigger controversy. For these fans, her quiet approach is an act of maturity. It shows she's staying focused on her game and letting the league handle what it needs to. But others see it differently. They argue that Clark's silence could be viewed as dodging the issue. After all, as one of the most visible faces in basketball, shouldn't she be using her voice to make a bigger statement? This isn't the first time an athlete has faced this type of dilemma. Think about other stars caught in the crosshairs of public controversy. Athletes who chose to remain silent often found their reputations called into question, while those who took a stand sometimes faced backlash for speaking out. It's a double-edged sword, and Clark seems to have chosen the safer route. But why? Perhaps she's protecting her brand.
Okay, but we don't want to use these methods to fuel interest in the WNBA, because eventually it's going to hurt us.
I don't know if this person's really going to follow through with a day 1, day 2, day 3 of the WNBA.
And it's not good for the overall culture. And so while you blame the media and think the media is leaning into this,
Clark's image is closely tied to her focus and performance, and speaking out risks dragging her into a whirlwind of politics and media frenzy. Or maybe her quiet leadership is a deliberate way to show she's all about basketball and nothing else. Still, some wonder if her teammates and fans might see it as distancing herself from the league's challenges rather than stepping up. The big question now? How will her choice impact the larger investigation? And more importantly, is it really silence, or a calculated move to keep the spotlight on her game and off the drama? Speaking of drama, that brings us to Angel Reese, who's taking the complete opposite approach, and not everyone's happy about it.
Day 2 of waiting for the @WNBA to do the right thing and release this statement. How long do you think it will take them, ?
I actually think the WNBA is leaning into this because they're saying, hey, male sports use racial conflict to elevate themselves.
You know what's crazier? While Caitlin Clark has kept a stone-cold silence, Angel Reese seems to have fully embraced the spotlight, and not in a way that everyone is cheering for. At least, that's how Jason Whitlock sees it. His take? Reese's behavior isn't just about basketball. It's about jealousy, relevance, and making sure she's never far from the headlines. Whitlock didn't hold back. He's argued that Reese is leveraging her rivalry with Clark to stay in the public eye and boost her brand. According to him, Reese takes the player who has made her rich and famous, referring to Clark. The way Whitlock frames it, it's Reese's reaction to that rivalry that's driving her fame, not necessarily her performance on the court. And it's worked. Reese is one of the most recognizable faces in the WNBA right now, second only, Whitlock says, to Caitlin Clark herself. The numbers don't lie. This visibility has translated to endorsements, deals, and a significant rise in her earnings. But Whitlock has a bigger critique. He claims Reese isn't lifting her team or the WNBA in the same way other stars might. Instead, he believes her focus is more on staying in the spotlight and riding the wave of controversy.
Bad for the league and overshadowed the game and brought discussions that he didn't want the NBA connected to.
Upon further investigation, it has been determined that nothing inappropriate occurred at Gamebridge Fieldhouse yesterday.
Reese hates the one player who might lead the league to profitability, he said, framing her actions as more about protecting her own status than building something for her team or the sport. For Whitlock, this rivalry has gone beyond competition. It's strategic self-promotion. What about Reese's perspective here? She hasn't responded directly to Whitlock's criticism, at least not yet. Instead, she seems content letting her actions speak louder than her words, both on and off the court. But what's interesting is how much the media has latched on to this rivalry. The narrative pits Reese and Clark against each other, creating tension that pulls viewers in. Is the media blowing it out of proportion, or is this exactly how the game of fame is played now?
Carter, Monica McNutt, we don't want you talking this way, or we're going to replace you, or we're going to ask ESPN to replace you.
We sincerely apologize to Indiana Fever organization, players, and especially their fans.
Nike, the real controllers, they dictate how these leagues are covered and what they lean into. And
Whitlock points out that player feuds have always driven attention in every sport. Rivalries spark interest, sell tickets, and keep people watching. And for Reese, the Clark rivalry is doing just that. But how long can she keep this up? That question looms large, considering Whitlock's warning. A reputation built on drama might not hold forever. How the league handles this dynamic will shape not just their careers, but the future of the WNBA itself. Caitlin Clark's quiet response might seem like a small moment, but it says so much about where her attention lies. On basketball, not distractions. On the other hand, Angel Reese's actions continue to stir controversy, bringing questions about whether the WNBA's spotlight is shifting too far from the actual game. Is this rivalry boosting the league's visibility? Or is the focus on drama taking something away from the sport itself? Let us know what you think. Should players like Clark and Reese navigate these moments differently? Or is this just how modern sports work? Drop your take in the comments below.